Welcome back to 40i Amp. We're here with Josh Petty, artist, vocalist, instrumentalist. How you doing today, bro?
I'm doing pretty good, man. What's happening? What's happening?
Chilling, man.
You forgot to mention server.
And server.
And server currently.
So,
Part of the whole thing.
Wanted to talk about how you started off in music. Like, what was the first thing that made you realize you wanted to pursue this?
Well, there's kind of like 2 points with me for music. There's it's always been there, and then there's the actualization, the kind of realization of it. Because when I was younger, my dad said I started playing drums or like banging on things when I was 6 months. That's when he noticed it. And so I would play drums in my dad's church, like many musicians do. But I didn't realize it was special until 17 when I watched a guitar solo from Eddie Van Halen. I said, I knew that's what I'm gonna do. I just saw it. I could see the future and the past, that whole moment. And it's been a process of learning and growing ever since as a musician and personally. It's an identity, so.
What are some of the big influences to your sound, you think?
To my sound currently, I'm excited to be finishing this project because the influences are, in things I've recorded in the past, the influences are more prominent. Like if you know, like an artist like Sly Stone, you can kind of hear it in something. But this music that I'm working on right now, it sounds like my personality. I want to capture the essence of things in music. But I would say influences, Led Zeppelin. A lot of the music is guitar based, and Led Zeppelin, Prince. There's an artist named Jaleel from New York. I listen to his music, and it's kind of similar to what I'm doing now in terms of the drums and production-wise. But yeah, all my influences are kind of like coming together, and it's its own unique entity in this project. I would hope that when it is released, the music can speak for itself and stand true to that statement. But yeah.
So you mentioned your project. I wanted to talk a little bit more about that. What's the name of it, and what is the theme?
The name is called Root and Red, and the theme is kind of inner expression, like morphing a little bit from like an inner, I guess, dark side of yourself that's kind of submerged underneath your day-to-day interactions, and bringing that to the forefront and allowing yourself to feel, express yourself in ways that are true to you, but it may conflict with the societal constraints that are socially that allow you to function in just everyday society.
What inspired you to make a project based off of that?
Well, it's a reflection of life. It's a reflection of life. I was sitting and, when the idea came to me, there was a lot of stuff going on personally, familially for me that was, I guess, heavy. And I was by myself, so to speak. But instead of being by myself and feeling like lonely or sad or whatever, it was more of like, all right, fuck it, you know what I mean? Like, I gotta do what I gotta do. I gotta be and say what I feel that is true. And that's all that's important. It's a selfish kind of way of going about things, but in a not in a self-centered way, like greedy way, in a more like putting yourself first way. Sounds kind of like new age, whatever, but it's not like that. It's more like I don't know. When you walk with an identity of yourself and you can interact with the world with that, you don't have to kind of be influenced by the other things that are happening around you, rather than just holding that in and being influenced by everything and kind of just drifting, so to speak. Which that whole drifting thing kind of leads into the previous band name, Journeyman, because that was like the feeling that I was at. It was more like drifting through life, and so the band name kind of reflects that.
Okay, so let's talk about the Journeyman. How did that come together?
So that was a good while ago. I'm not gonna lie, it was a good while ago, and I was recording music. I was recording a lot of different music, and that was my first time ever performing as a solo artist. And I like performing with bands, so Yeah, how did it come about? What's
Yeah,
the
like
question?
how did the band come together?
I assembled just any musicians that I could get, really. And they were all great musicians and great people, but the band that I have now, I'm much more strategic about and much more. I think that was a good lesson in like leadership when it comes to your ideas and your creative works. Leadership is something that is kind of you learn, you know. So yeah.
You know, not everybody has like been able to perform with a live band or has done it before. So what would you say are some of the things that like come with doing that? Like what are some of the challenges?
The challenges with performing with a band?
Yeah, because I know it's different. Because some people, perform over tracks and all that.
When it comes to a band, it's important to have a singular vision or singular thing that's keeping everybody together. Because as like a solo artist, I mean, you're it, so you can kind of go around that.
Yeah.
And as a solo artist with a band, that's an extension of myself. I have to understand where I'm coming from in terms of vision, and then communicate that effectively to said band and get them to buy into it. It's almost like a team in a way. It's like a team. The band is my band functions as an extension of myself, and they need to be on board with the vision and understand it. And if they really don't, I mean, that's where you find the right pieces. So having the pieces together that buy into the vision is what makes it last, in the future.
So you have a song out right now called "Last Night of Our Lives." It's a very good song in my opinion. I listen to it a lot.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. I want to know, like, what was your inspiration in making that song?
That song, the way I learn music is I listen to musicians that I like, and then I'll learn how to play the songs. And when you're doing that for a specific artist, you can kind of get soaked into that time period that they were for whatever album. I was listening to a lot of Stevie Wonder at the time. He uses a lot of different chords and textures that I like. And Michael Jackson, of course, circa 1979, Off the Wall. The particular song I was listening to on repeat was I Can't Help It. It's got that kind of texture and atmosphere with the music.
Yeah.
It creates a real image, which is what I like with music. And then what I would try and do with music is create an image that's cohesive to how the sound is. And with that one, like the late 70s, Stevie Wonder, Michael Jackson, Quincy Jones production, all that was influenced into it, and it came together with that song. So it's a real concoction of all that, I would say. An homage to those artists, those greats, those legends.
So with that, what would you say that, okay. So what would you say your songwriting process looks like consistently?
My consistent songwriting process. So usually it'll come from practicing. Like I'll go somewhere, I'll be practicing, and an idea will kind of pop out of whatever I'm practicing. That's just how it usually happens. For Last Night of Our Lives, that's how it happened, I'm pretty sure. The bass line was the first thing that dum 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 dum. Started off with the keyboard that I had. It's like a little trash Yamaha keyboard, but it had good sound. So, do-do-do, and then from there, everything kind of expanded. Once you had that idea, it's like you have a slight image from Infinite Intelligence, and you have an image of the song in your mind. And if you are quick with it, when that image hits, you can kind of capture everything in that image. And that's how it was for that song. But for this music I'm doing now, a lot of it was from tweaking the drum sounds that I had. It came a lot from the drums, and tweaking them to sound, I used distortion pedals on some of them, different effects to give it that unique sound. And then I built the songs around those grooves mostly for this period of music that I'm in now. So that's a good question.
So on Last Night of Our Lives, you played all the instruments, right? So
yeah, I play all the instruments on everything.
Yeah,
It's just the old boy.
Yeah. So having that type of control over your music, do you feel like it gives you like a leg up?
Oh, in many ways it does, because the expression, in my opinion, the expression is straight through me. It's straight through me, and I can have everything sounding exactly how I want it to sound. And if I have a take that has, I like, just going through straight through, like with the guitar and then with the keys, and then from there ideas will come up and you can kind of go in and change them a little bit, tweak them, or add something to enhance it. Can you remind me of the question one more time?
I mean, you answered it. You answered it well.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Earlier, you talked about how much you like building an atmosphere with your songs. How important is that to music, you think?
Atmosphere, cohesion, that's the most important thing in my opinion. That's the most important thing. Because that's, from the artists that I like, they are able to create a kind of atmosphere in a world. And it reflects in the music. And if that expression comes from them and you can receive it and it's all cohesive for the project, that's what's most important to me. This period of music I'm doing now with Rude and Red and the Twin album that goes with that, I haven't really explained all that yet, but for a while I was writing songs and starting projects and not finishing them because there was too many things that, it was too many different ideas and I had to organize them. So now I feel like one of my strengths, I mean this is early in my career so to speak, I've only got so many songs out, but I've got a lot of songs recorded. And one of my strengths is collecting the songs that have the similar atmosphere to it. And that's why I haven't really released the albums that are finished because more ideas will come. And I had to grow in terms of discipline with everything like that now. But I feel like Rude and Red is the turning point for that. That's what the whole album is about. It's kind of just going raw with your thoughts, not other things. So yeah.
As a performer, what would you say your favorite part of performing is?
My favorite part of performing, I guess there's this quote from Abraham Lincoln that says, if you gave me like a day to chop down a tree or something like that, I would spend half the time sharpening the axe. So my favorite part of performing, honestly, is the preparation for it. Training, rehearsing with the band, getting everything out. I guess I haven't performed enough to really have a favorite part, but the ideas when they come to you and then training it out with the band and getting it, new ideas coming together and executing the vision of whatever it is that you have is, that's what makes a good show in my opinion, is having it like thought out a little bit. Not so much in terms of where it's like a theatrical production, but just having your unique style and edge conveyed to the audience, because it's a transfer of energy. It's a transfer of energy. And if you can make your energy potent beforehand, it's easy to understand or receive, even if they can't articulate it. It's like, God, NFL was cool. They could get it, they could see it. Whereas if the energy or if your idea isn't as coherent, it's apparent to the audience too. The audience kind of is the womb in which you project your ideas. So,
the Abraham Lincoln quote was hard.
Thank you.
I like that quote.
Yeah, I think about it a lot.
But what would you say someone's getting from a Josh Petty performance? Like, let me try again. If someone comes to one of your shows, what is the takeaway from your performance? Like, what are they getting out of that?
I can put you in the perspective of the audience, what I hope them to say. I would want them, one, for it to be an experience. Like, I want it to be an experience that they can't not talk about. They should be affected from the performance. They should be affected and in some way move in their life like differently. I want them to when they go to the show, I want them to see that there is a future with, if they come back again. That's why I want to kind of build my whole, establish myself through heavy performances, because I think performing is a strong suit of mine, and it's potent. Performing is potent. It's like, I don't know, it's potent, and when it's good, they want to come back. and I want them to come back. I want them to love me and hang out, you know.
So, as a performer, like, do you think that there's people that you study or that you have watched that you like take things from?
Definitely. My whole identity as an artist is kind of, I don't know, I want to take what is great from the past, whatever worked. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You can just see what has worked and reintroduce it to a newer audience that may not know about all those things. Like Michael Jackson says, study the greats and become greater. And that's so true. So you can look throughout all of history in terms of music and not in terms of music. A lot of what I want to do with performance in terms of my actual like performance, there's different dance, obviously, but martial arts like drunken. You ever watch the Jackie Chan movie, The Drunken Master? Yeah. The way they move is almost like dancing because they're choreographed these fights, and you can take pieces of that and put it in there.
Yeah, it's like poetic.
It is. And someone in the audience who may happen to have known what it is that I'm doing is like, oh, that's that. Mm-hmm. And then, you know, a lot of the benefit of that is that a lot of older people can understand where it's coming from, and newer people can be reintroduced to what has worked. And they might not know it, but as they grow in terms of a relationship with me as an artist, they can see, oh, that is coming from this, and that is coming from that. So it's all, nothing is new under the sun.
So, you know, as an artist, there's a lot of people that want to do what you do and create like you create. What's one tip that you would give someone who's just starting out, like never recorded a song or performed or anything?
Be true to yourself. And when you're just starting out, that means figuring out what yourself is. Because a lot of the time, when you're early on, you'll be imitating things to find what you like. Like, that's what I did. I had a period where I was just trying to make beats like Travis Scott, and I took influences from that. And I was trying to create atmosphere like, you know, Led Zeppelin or the Beach Boys or something like that. And you take pieces of what you like, and you find what works and what doesn't work. And if you do that long enough, you'll come out with your own personal style. And so you always got to be true to yourself, and if you don't know who yourself is, find it. You know, that's what I would say.
Well, before we get out of here, is there anything that you want to tell the audience?
You know, messing with Josh Petty is an investment. There's a lot to come in the future for what I have to give in terms of service, and I believe that your rewards in life are in relation to your service. There's a lot I want to give before I expect to get anything, so I just hope that they're willing to receive it, and you know, they understand where my heart is at with this music. So, yeah, that's what I would say. Just you know, it's an investment. There's much more to come. So, yeah, that's what I'd say.
All right, it's been 40i Amp. We got Josh Petty. Appreciate you pulling up on us. You know what I'm saying?
This was good.
Buy that stock. Up next, invest. Yeah.
And we're out of here.